everyone, and welcome to a beautiful November 10th edition of Topic Time with Harris and Young. It's another beautiful, really mild afternoon out there, and even though the sun is going down, I've cockles in my heart are as warm as can be because I have an awesome guest here tonight. Beautiful young lady I met a little over a month ago. Was a singer-songwriter, and we're going to hear from her in a minute or two, but I got to read these great underwriters first, and then we will commence per usual. So, we got Auto Country, king of the used car in Abington, number one in the dealer raters for Massachusetts out of 4,500. We got a new one, Maggie's Cuts in Kingston. We got another new one, Local Mystique in Plymouth, antiques and curios and historical items. We got Crazy Axes Recreation Center in Hanover. We got Sure Shine Pro Detailing and Hand Wash in Abington. Always looking for new talent. We got the Cornerstone Barber Shop in Pembroke. We got Carver Jewelers right here in the building, Ronald R. and Lyle Delano Goldsmiths. We got Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We got Eastern Fitness in Northeastern in the Village Shops. We got the Granite Guys in Halifax. We got A1's Tire and Auto Center in Brockton. Always in search of new automotive service writers and techs. We got Pacini's Pizza in Middleborough. They deliver. We got Lynch's Towing Auto Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton. One number for towing, one number for projects. We got Vape Solutions in East Bridgewater. We got New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shops in Brockton. We got South Shore Trains and more in Pembroke. We got Auto Town Auto Glass installed in Abington. We got Britain Tire Service in Brockton. We got Good Old Dave's Automotive in Hanson on Route 58 right here. We got Doggy Boutique All Breed Professional Grooming for Dogs and Cats run by my great next door neighbor Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We got the Gun Runner LLC in Middleborough. We got Ocean Street Auto Repair and Service in Marshfield. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We got Bryant's Auto and Tire Service in Middleborough. We got Joe's Diner in Taunton. We got DNS Auto Works in Abington, also on Route 58. I want to thank you guys very much. Now, on that note, I'll now introduce this young lady, no relation, but her name is Anna Daley Young. I actually found her. Let me back up a minute. Most of my guests I get from Facebook, some I get from word of mouth. This is actually the first one I got in person. I was actually,
oh, really?
I found you in Marshfield
Wow.
one day rehearsing in front of a restaurant.
Yeah, Live,
right.
Yep.
Very nice restaurant. It
Yeah.
was Friday, October 1st.
Yes.
And it was a beautiful afternoon, and I saw you there, and I said, well, she's got a guitar. Let's talk to her. Let's see if we can get her on the show, and bingo, here you are.
I know, it was such like a quick conversation too. We were just kind of like connected, and you were like, want to be on the show? And I was like, of course. So
that's it.
happy to be here.
And happy you're here too.
Yeah.
And okay, and you look really like hipped up a little bit. The flower shirt, the flower power from the 60s.
Hippie at heart. Heart. Yeah.
Even though you're a jet setter, I guess jet ager or whatever they call the people born in the years you were in the end of the
Gen
century.
Z.
Jet ski.
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Generation Z.
Gen Z. Oh, got it. Okay,
Yeah.
Gen Z. That's interesting. I thought you said jet ski, and now I'm thinking of going and doing some after the show. But it's a little cold. It'll be a little too cold, but you got to kind of be able to see where you're going out there. But that's cool.
True.
I always like these little plays on words. All right, well, Anna, so what I do with every guest is I just try to find out what they were like as kids growing up, and you're not too old, obviously. You obviously love your music. I've seen, we've hooked up on Facebook. I've noticed that you're definitely well endowed for gigs. You certainly have quite a few of them. And you're obviously, you're touted about in the neighborhood, mostly on the South Shore, but I'm sure at some point you're going to be expanding the way you're going. I would say that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
And you're going to play a couple of songs for us. I know you say your vocal cords are a little tapped right now, so we won't stress you too much. But my hunch is that after you do one or two and you get your water right there, you'll feel a lot better.
Yes.
All right. Well, tell me about. So where did you grow up? Tell me about what you were like as a kid, and how did you get into music? And if I have any other questions, I'll fling them in there. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I grew up in Weymouth, Massachusetts.
Okay, you're the second guest in a row here from Weymouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the guy I had last week. He was a car salesman from Weymouth. Maybe you bought a car from him at some point.
Oh, that's
probably
funny.
Not.
Okay, yeah. Did he say like which?
Yeah, well, his name is Mark Denner. I don't know if he's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
we usually get our cars from Washington Street Motors, so I was seeing if it was possibly him. But,
might have been. I don't know. He told me we had a bunch. We covered a lot of turf last week. It was fun. But we're gonna cover a lot of turf. That's just always an interesting deal that get the same guests from the same town 2 weeks in a row. All right, you grew up in Weymouth.
Yeah, so I grew up in Weymouth, born and raised. I've always had music in my life. Literally since day one.
Okay.
The day I was born, my dad planned like which song he was gonna play for me in the car ride home.
Okay. What was it?
It was Malibu by Hole.
Oh, okay.
So kind of
Courtney
like
Love.
Yeah. So kind of like a funny song to play, but just literally since day one, my dad's a musician, so I've always had like instruments around the house, and I call myself like kind of like a perfectly incubated artist because
Okay.
I grew up around awesome instruments, like a dad who was always like encouraging of music. So I had him. My mom, she's a paralegal, and
Okay.
she always says she doesn't have a musical bone in her body. So it was like funny because I had like a really musical side, but then also not a musical side to the
Okay.
family.
She
So
likes music, right?
yeah, she does. She loves music.
That's
And
good.
funny story, when I was younger, my dad had told me that they had met by he was singing on stage and he looked down and saw my mom and said, "Oh, she's the one." And I believed that for the
Wow.
longest time. I thought that was a true story.
But it
But
wasn't?
but no, it was a fake story that my dad had told me, and I just believed it for the longest time because I was just young and
Impressionable.
yeah. But so yeah, I always had music in my life, always had instruments around the house, but in high school, I really I turned it away. I wasn't playing really. I kind of like was had that attitude of like, see you later, dad. Like I'm gonna go hang out with my friends. I'm not gonna play. But then after I graduated, I gravitated back towards music, and that was when I really found myself.
Okay. So I'm trying to do a little math in my head. You probably graduated in 2017,
2018.
2018. So did you play music? So you didn't play music at all in high school?
No.
Or did you, okay, well, after high school, what did you do after? You said you decided to go back to music?
Yeah.
What about, all right, well, first of all, during the years, did you take lessons at all as a kid?
So my dad taught me a few chords on guitar
Okay.
when I was like really young. I was probably about like 12 years old.
Okay.
But then I only knew like four chords forever. Like for years and years and years, I was all I knew was like D, A, E, G, and so that was all I knew how to play, and that actually led me to like my first song that I ever wrote, which is Fall, and it's just those same chords. And as soon as I graduated high school and I started writing more and more songs, that was when I started to learn more on guitar.
Okay, by yourself, or did you have?
Yeah,
Okay,
by
wow. So you
myself,
basically, your father taught you some basic stuff, and then you carried it to the next level by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. Now, so when I saw you there that day at the restaurant, you obviously they hooked you as a musical guest,
Yeah.
correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So, when did you start getting gigs with with local businesses like that?
So Live is actually my first real, I wouldn't say my first, but on my own without my dad, like setting up the equipment, like it was my first individual like professional gig
Okay.
was Live, and I started there probably about almost 6 months ago now. Like it was in the beginning of the spring,
Okay.
and
Well, I've seen
they
other people rehearsing there on Friday afternoons
yeah
after the week I saw you there.
yeah.
So I guess you were just one of a few, right? That they have.
Yes, they
Okay.
have. I think they have like a saxophone player that
Okay.
comes to different types of bands,
Right.
and musicians that come,
Okay.
and so basically, my boyfriend, he runs this company called Mr. Martini's, and
Okay.
he goes around and gives martini reviews, and that was
Martini reviews. What's that?
so he goes around to different restaurants and rates like espresso martinis.
Okay.
So he gives them like number
okay.
scores.
Reviews of
Yeah.
martinis.
Yes.
I got it. My father used to drink those every night.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that was Liv was one of the restaurants that he had gone to.
Okay.
So he talked to the manager there, and he said, "Oh yeah, like my girlfriend's a musician, and they were looking to hire music." So that's how we got connected.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
Okay. Sweet. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now, did you go to college at all after high school?
Yes.
Where'd you go?
Yeah. I'm still in school right now, but
Okay.
I went to Quincy
Oh,
College.
that's right. You probably if you graduated in 2018, you're probably not going to be out until 2022.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm going to UMass Boston now, and when I graduated high school, I went to Quincy College.
Okay. What did you major in at Quincy College?
I think I was studying behavioral science, but now I'm in communications.
Oh, good. That's a great major. That's what
Yeah.
that's what that's what mine truly did. Me truly. I mean me. Obviously, right. Okay. So you're at UMass Boston for communications, right?
Yes.
Okay. When you get out of school, do you have any? I mean, aside from the music, do you have anything else on the horizon going for you that you plan?
So, honestly, school for me right now, like, I'm chipping away at it. I'm not, like, going full-time to, like, get a job after the degree. Like, music and modeling right now is kind of really working out for me.
Okay.
My goals are more music
Okay.
based, and I think learning and education is really important, but
Okay.
it's not really where I'm putting all my eggs.
I
To
understand.
the
Now,
basket,
now you
yeah.
just mentioned modeling. Now, I wasn't
Yeah.
going to talk about it because I wasn't.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you want to talk about some of that, that's fine too.
Yeah, so I started modeling when I was like 16.
Okay.
But
Where did you model? Just like
it was,
magazines?
yeah, no, it wasn't like,
I know, runway stuff.
not even that. It was more like freelance. Like I was doing it for fun, for free.
Okay.
And then years went on where I finally signed with an agency, and now I actually do it as a professional job.
Cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I love it. Like
Hey, why not?
you know,
You're
like
easy
I'm
on the eyes, and I'm sure you do pretty well with it.
yeah, you know what? I've just never really felt like uncomfortable in front of the camera.
Well, if I looked like you, I wouldn't either. If you don't mind my saying so.
No, thank
Okay.
you. Yeah. I think there's just certain people who are comfortable, and then there's some people who want
Did you go to school for modeling at all too?
No.
Okay, because I know that, I mean, there are schools for it, like John Robert Powers. I actually sat in a class there once, many, many years ago. I don't know. They actually invited me. I don't know why, but I didn't mind. So there I was.
Yeah.
So
So you have some experience yourself.
Well, I do. Well, if you want to, I do, because believe it or not, if you want to, I mean, I am not model material by any stretch, but believe it or not, on the afternoon of Thursday, December 22nd, 1994, I was doing a lot of bike riding, and at that time I was in my 30s, and I was but it was the amazing thing about this particular day was, even though it was the first day of winter, it was a very mild day. It was 65 degrees out.
Wow.
And I was riding shirtless on my bike right near the Brockton Fairgrounds, and I swear there was a woman trying to take my picture, and I thought maybe she wanted it for her wall, like Scott Baio. You know, and I said, okay. And then she called me up. She goes, I work for the Boston Globe, and my editor said, go get an assignment. Your assignment is to go get a picture of something that indicates the extremely mild weather. And what more indicative of a guy, you know, riding a bike with no shirt on December 22nd. So we rode into the Brockton Fairgrounds where there was nothing going on in December, and she took some pretty cool pictures of me, and she said, you'll be on the cover of Metro Region tomorrow morning. And it was actually the front page in full color, in black and white. So I still got that.
Cool.
Now, thank you. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
you know, and I'm you know pretty. I have to admit, I actually got a movie role from that.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been in a couple, but we don't want to get
Cool.
too far about me because we're talking about you.
That's okay.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
But speaking of modeling, do you plan to? Have you ever done any acting as well? I mean, because you might have an opportunity to.
Yeah, so I mean, I have you know, been in like drama and plays like that.
Okay.
Like, when I was younger, a play that I was in was The Lion King, and I got casted as Nala, so that was pretty cool.
It was cool. How old were you?
Like 12?
Okay, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
so I had like a start of it when I was younger, but I think that I could be an actress, but like I said, my goals right now are more music oriented.
Okay, well, speaking of that, we're halfway through the show. Chris just gave me an
Cool.
indication. What I want, if it's okay, would you pick up your guitar, play
Yeah,
play
sure.
a couple of songs, just name
Yeah.
each one, and then we'll talk about them.
For sure.
Okay, they're yours, right? You wrote this.
Yes.
These. Good.
Yeah. So this first song is called Fall.
Okay, like the
And-
season.
Yeah, like the
living through.
season,
Got it.
yep.
Okay.
And yeah, this song was the first song I ever wrote.
Sweet.
And it was like how I was saying, the only 4 chords I knew for
That maybe
years,
some songs that's
yeah.
all you needed 4 chords.
I like this melody, I like this tune, I like the idea of me and you, and I'm falling for you, and there's nothing that you can do. I like your style, I like the way you move, I like the feeling that I got this deja vu, and I've seen you in a dream, and now I'm falling for you. This feeling that I can't deny. I wonder if you'll be my candy guy. And I've seen you smile and I can't help saw your hand in mine cross the line. I think it's time that baby you're mine. 'Cause babe, you're all I need. I need you desperately. Why don't you see me? You had it all. Don't ever fall. I won't let you. Cause babe, you're all I need. I need you desperately. Why don't you see me? And babe, you had it all, but I'll never fall. I'll never fall for you again. I'll never fall for you again. I like this melody, I like this tune, I like the idea of me and you, but it's over now and there's nothing that you can do.
Oh, that was swell. Sounded a little like Jewel.
Oh, I love Jewel.
I know, and I had a girl on my show in my Eastern location, a musician about a month ago who loves Jewel too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She said she started doing the music, listening to just playing Jewel songs when she was a little kid too. So
Yeah,
so
I actually, my mom loves a song by her, and I learned a cover that I was playing, like, as one of my set songs, so.
Now, would you? Now, you didn't. A lot of my guests have gone to Berkeley. You haven't gone.
No, I've never gone to school for music.
Oh, I see what you mean. Right.
Yeah, but
Just Father
I
taught you when you got it
right.
down.
It just kind of, music has been more of like a family thing that
Yeah.
kind of came into my life. I never went to school for it, but I think it's great if people want to go to school for it, but it's not something I'd really want to be graded on.
Okay, I understand. As
You
long
know?
as you having fun with it.
Yeah.
Do you want to do one more song then? Or
Sure, yeah, I can do
As long as
another.
your vocal cords aren't too stressed.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna be all right. It might not sound the
Feel like-
best, so
feel like
I'm
taking
sorry.
a swig of water between it.
Yeah, let
between
me
sets.
take
Go
a
for
swig
it.
of water.
Yeah. there
Why
you go.
not?
Why not is right. You got plenty there. All right.
So, this next song, let me think. I'll do "Go My Own Way."
That's a cover.
No,
That
this is
Fleetwood Mac. Or was that your own? Oh, that's
no,
your-
this is my own song.
Oh, good. Okay. Let's go your own way. That's Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
I got it. Big difference. Okay.
And this is gonna be the actual title track of my album coming out next year. So,
Okay.
yeah, this is "Go My Own Way." There's a few stories that linger in this town. One's about a man named Cassidy Brown. Said to his lover, I'm leaving this place. So he took to the sky and flew far away. On the plane to Atlanta, he heard his mom say, City Hall. He turned out not to be his friends at all. They'd go out laughing and partying alone, while he'd sit home waiting for them to give him a call. He got stronger, got wiser, but his heart turned cold. And he pictured his mama saying it's time to come home. But hey, I just gotta get away. Yeah, I've gotta get out of this town. I've gotta go my own way.
Oh, that was sweet.
Thank
And probably
you.
not too stressful on your vocal
Yeah, I
cords.
tried to take it like usually that song I kind of
Well, that's good.
I really
Yeah,
push it,
it's-
but I
it's
was
not-
like, you know what? We're in a small setting, and the vocal cords need a little bit of a rest.
That's right.
so-
It's not a long song, and you did very well.
Well,
with-
I cut it a little short, but
no, but that's
you know what?
awesome.
I figured, short and sweet. We'd only get so many minutes here.
That's right.
So.
I know, and you made the most of them.
Yeah,
Without
thank
a
you.
doubt.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's great. So
that song, if you don't mind me talking about it.
Go
but,
talk about it.
Yeah,
Talk
so
away.
that song I wrote in my room just one day. Like, it was like a winter day.
that's the way Olivia Rodrigo writes.
Yeah, I love her. Yeah,
I love her
I
too.
think she's really
Yeah,
cool.
to be honest with you, I couldn't think of anyone right now I'd rather have on the show.
Oh, she's awesome. Yeah, maybe someday.
Well, I love her music, but they're all about the sad stuff, disappointments, breakups,
Oh, right, yeah.
heartaches. I'd probably end up crying if I interviewed her, but I'd love that.
Well, so this song is kind of, it was about, I wrote it about a man, his name's Cassidy Brown, just a made-up character
Sounds
I made up in my head.
pretty cool.
And he's like this story in this small town where he once moved away and he became this kind of like, what is it called when there's a story like that lingers?
epic.
Yeah, something
Okay.
like that where,
Yeah, he had a legacy.
a
that he
legend,
needed
a
to,
legend,
he
yes,
needed to
a legend.
fulfill,
He
right.
becomes this legend in the town where
Okay.
he was the one person that got away from the small town,
Okay.
and he ends up going away and realizing it's not all what it's cracked up to be, and then ends up coming back home, and that's when I say, and he pictured his mama saying it's time to come home. And so it basically is a story about someone going far away from home and then
Returning.
eventually coming back.
Coming back and finding it's a lot different.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what, Anna? That leads me to wonder. Have you ever tried writing like literature, stories, or anything?
Yeah, oh my goodness, I'm so happy you asked that
I am
because
too.
I love to write poetry.
Okay, I did that in my first book of poetry in
Oh.
'78 when I was 19.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
I know. They wrote my first book of short stories in the '90s, and it was amazing. That's why I'm telling you.
Oh,
I should give you a
cool.
copy.
Please do, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be coming out with a poetry book.
Oh, good. Okay.
Probably in a few years.
But I'm
It's
thinking, how
coming
about
together.
the idea of maybe writing like something that you can turn into a film? And you can, you must have friends that know how to produce films and stuff,
Yeah, so
and you could be in it too.
I actually want to produce a film of my life story.
Well,
Like,
I hope
I-
you include my show in it.
Yes, this is the first real interview ever. So
Okay, yeah, that's a milestone for both of us.
yes, so it's been a cool ride. So I write everything down, or I try to. I
Good
write
for you.
as much stuff down as I possibly can, so I can later go back and look on what has happened in my life.
You're a diary
and so
mama. Got it.
And so then try to make that into a film.
That's what
you
should-
know.
Yeah, that would be great. Well, guess what, Anna? We're down to under 5 minutes.
Oh my goodness,
I
so
know-
quick.
We made it go by fast. We
Yeah,
always do.
it does.
So, like I told you before we started, what I'd like you to do is just you can look at your mom here, say give her a shout out. She came.
Love you, Mom.
That'll work, and your father too.
Love you, Dad.
And
And Joe.
Okay.
And my boyfriend.
There you go. Okay.
Liam.
And I hope you have fun with me.
Yes, I had a great time.
All right.
I can't believe how fast it went. And I'm sorry my vocal cords.
Your vocal cords sound fine.
Okay.
I mean, I can't. I put it this way: if they're flawed, I can't tell.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Now
That
the other
makes me
thing I'm
feel
going to
better.
ask you to do is if you have any. I'm getting more guests for word of mouth now. Obviously, I got you in person. You're the only one I ever got like that. But if you know anybody that has an interesting story to tell, give them my digits. Have them, text me, hit me up. We'll get them on as guests.
I already have someone for you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Surprise me.
Okay.
All right.
I won't say it on here. I'll wait for you because
Oh.
I'll tell you after.
That
but-
sounds good to
yeah.
me. All right. Now, before we wrap it up, is there anything on the horizon that you want to mention that you're doing, like that maybe you
Yes.
overlooked? I know you got a gig in Plymouth on the 29th. I saw that.
Yep.
You want to mention that or anything else?
So I would say just be on the lookout for me in general because I'm going to be coming out with a music video next year.
Oh my goodness!
And
If you want me to be in it?
Yeah. Well, it's already finished.
Oh, maybe the next one.
It's already finished, but the next one.
All right.
And it's called Fall, the song that
Okay.
I initially played the first one.
Sweet.
And we came up with a music video in Meredith, New Hampshire. So that's going to be coming out next year. Please view it, stream it, do
I ate at
whatever.
a diner up in Meredith, New Hampshire once on January 28th, 1980. Photograph
wow.
memory for dates. How about that? All right, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
And follow me on Instagram, Anna Daley Young, or Facebook, Anna
Right.
Daley Young.
all right. Exactly.
Because that's where I post like updates of like what's going on and music-wise, modeling-wise, stuff like that. But mostly music is what the exciting stuff is.
Okay, just let the path take you where it's gonna. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly. Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
here for the ride.
All right, Anna, you did a great job. All right,
Thank you.
Are you ready to wrap the show up the way we began it?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, folks, thanks for watching Topic Time. More great episodes to follow. See you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Do it.
There we go.